Well, g'day guys, welcome back to the channel. I've still got this lurgy thing floating around, so my voice is a bit how you going at the moment, but feeling heaps better. So I thought I'd better get back into the workshop and get on with some of the stuff we're doing. Back to the Breville this time. We'll do the next stage of this old girl, and what we're going to concentrate this time, we're just doing bit by bit, so this is a long-term project. Tone control. We've got to work out what we're going to put in there, and all I'm going to do is put the couple of electrodes in the power supply and get the power supply ready to turn on. So let's start with the tone control. We'll work out what we need. We'll work out through the comments. I'll work out what I've got here, and this will be a bit of an experiment with the tone control. Now this was a 15k wire wound. I have found a 10k wire wound, which I think is rated at 2 or 3 watts. That should do the job actually. So it might be an experiment. I don't have a 15k, and I don't have any other wire wound pots of high value. So we'll probably experiment with the 15k. So this one short video, we'll just do the tone and just make sure the power supply caps wired in, up, running, and there. And then the next one after this video will be, we might be up to the stage of turning it on, but then again, there's a speaker that's, that's a real concern. But we'll have a look at it in the next video. Okay, let's get on with it. Right, guys, the tone control goes in this one here, and there's 2 connections on this one. The wiper is actually ground. Let's have a look at the circuit so you guys sort of know where I'm up to. Get a pointer here. Okay, now here we go. Now we've got a 0.05 here. We've got an 047 in here in place of the 0.5. The plate of the 42 comes down to this 15k, and that says 15,000, and it does on all the circuits. So obviously it's at 15k. I find that very high for a wire wound, but that's what they did back in the day. It's open-ended, and it's more or less a rheostat. So the wiper just goes to ground. So all we've got to do is, leave one end open. So that's the circuit. That's what we've got to put in. And it goes from here over here, and here is the little cap. So we've got to make up a wire from here to here, and then ground this side. Now the pot will be grounded anyway, but I will probably screw. There's a screw here that holds the front on. There's a ground point here. I'll probably still put another ground wire on it anyway. So no matter what, it's making good connection. All right, let's do that. Now, with the original pot, I didn't really have much of an idea on what wattage it was. Things were pretty big and low wattage back in these days. So what I've got here is, I don't know whether you can see it or not. It's a 2 watt, it's a 10K, okay, and it says W, so it's wire wound, but I'm just going to slip the back off and have a look at the wire and sort of compare it with what come out to see whether it's a similar thickness of wire. I don't know. The old one might have only been rated at 1 watt, but yeah, I'm just going to check this, and if this all works, he does feel nice, we'll use this. So let's slip the back off and have a look. And there we are. And he is wire wound. He's definitely a wire wound pot. And of course we'll put a bit of contact cleaner in here before we do it, but that does look very, very similar to what come out. Wire size, everything. Not that this is much of a, much of a gauge, but at least, at least it's a starting point with this thing. That's the best picture I can get for you for the inside of the pot. All right, so I'll give him a spray, just a little bit in there. Okay, now we'll also measure and make sure this thing isn't open circuit. This is an unknown one, and make sure our wiper's working fine. Okay, the meter's there where you just can see it. Let's measure the full winding. 9.6K. So that's good. At least we know it's working. This fella, the centre tap, a bit hard to do here with one hand. Only bloke that can do it with one handed is Shango. Okay, right at the end, we go up and keep going, and up the top. Yep, everything is normal. Halfway is 5K, and that's at the centre. So it's a good pot. We'll be using this one. Put the back on him. Let's get him in. Now, just before I put this fella in, the centre tap is grounded. I'm going to grind a little bit off here and solder onto the back of the pot. Certainly not relying on any grounds here, and we'll go from here across to, say, the ground point here on the chassis. So another just a wire to there. I don't want to rely on the back of this as far as ground. We could put a tag on the front here, but we've got paint around the front here where we've painted it. So I'd rather just solder him on here and go from here. Okay, we'll do that. I've given him a little bit of a scrape here with a knife to get our solder to stick, and it looks good. Right, put some solder on this fella. Bend him down. And we'll solder this fellow in place. There we go. Now I'll cut a piece of lead on this fella, work out the length, and connect him onto here, and our lead for the other side. We'll do this before we put it in. That way, it's a bit easier to work on. Okay, so for this one, we'll go on the side of our pot, which should be the right way around. We're using some yellow wire only because I had plenty of it, and well, I don't know what it looked like. Black was on here originally, so but anyway, we're using yellow this time. Righto, there's our wires on our pot. Let's get him in, and we can actually tip him upside down like so. And as you can see, it's easier to solder it up first. Tighten him up. Now the shaft will probably, well, by the looks of it, be too long, but we'll cut that when the time comes, when I've got to work out what happens at the front of it. Now, we'll just nip this fella up a little bit, being careful not to scratch the paintwork. Okay, that's him, nipped up. We'll connect this fella to the ground. He's on there okay. He's not going anywhere. Right. Now we don't want him over there near the resistors. Bring this lead down, along, and back over this way with the other one. Okay, there we go. Tone control is now in. Be interesting to see, well, the tone potentiometer or rheostat. More of a acting as a rheostat. There it is, wired in. So the next thing we want to look at is fitting our filter capacitors. There is 2 of them in here, from memory, and we'll look at that, look at the power supply. I also really need to wire in our power switch up here. Now I don't know where to bring the lead for it. Really, I don't really want to bring it along the front near the coils or anything here. I don't know. I'm not happy with that on-off switch over there. It should have been probably on the tone control, but yeah, I just don't need induced hum anywhere around with it running back over to the power cord here. So for the moment, I'm just going to connect it back up as it is, and we'll probably experiment with maybe going across the top and back in somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, that's down the track. The volume control has to also be tightened just a little. We'll do that. Okay, let's get on to this bit, the power supply, the interesting bit. There we go. I'll set you guys up so that you can see everything here. And yeah, I think you can see there as to what's going on. Righto guys, we're looking at the picture. You can see where the caps go. If I'll just put the picture up there, and you can see one goes over to the B plus of the rectifier, and its tail end, its negative end, goes back to the center tap of the transformer. So we'll put our one in there. I'll put it the same way as what it was, and the other one goes from the plate of the 42. We're going to run from the plate, the B plus, and just bring the tail end up onto the rear. Yeah, I'll take the picture off now. From the plate here up to our ground bar here. Okay, so that's where we'll put one of them, the 8 mic, the other one, as you saw in the picture, from the B plus here up here to the center tap. We'll just put them in the same way so they look the same as what it was. Okay, these are the caps I'm using. Now, these are not Carl's caps. He had none of them in stock when I wanted to order some. So, sorry, Carl, you didn't get this order, but you will certainly get the next one. Righto, guys. Well, as you can see, I've got this cap mounted in, the 8 mic electro plate of the 42 to ground. Now we've got the negative to ground. I'm just saying this so that I'm verifying myself. I haven't got these caps in the wrong way around. And this one, yes, negative up here and to our center tap, which is also a negative, which goes over to here to our ground bar again. Positive goes down to the, what pin is it? One of the pins of the 80. It's the cathode of the 80, which is, your B plus. And of course goes up here to our speaker plug. So plus is to the plus. Yeah. So that's it. That's the basic power supply done. Okay. We're just about ready for the valves in that section. But the next thing I've got to look at is what plugs into here. So we need the field coil. I can probably test this without the actual speaker, but using the field coil. So we'll put on probably the bench speaker so that we can test the radio to see if it's going to fire up. If it's going to fire up, we need to use the field coil as our choke in the power supply section. So yeah, okay, we'll go and grab that and just have a quick look and work out what part of this is next. So this section is now finished, and let's have a look at the plug, the speaker, and getting a little bit exciting, getting ready to put power on this. And we can also, you could jump that, putting in say a 1K 10 watt resistor or something across there, but I'd rather use the field coil. We've got to find out about the field coil on the speaker anyway. All right, let's do that now. Okay, so we're on to the bit that makes the talkies, and this is what we're dealing with. So unfortunately, the back of the plug is cactus. We won't be able to use that, but we can still use the plug. And, well, I don't know, I might find something that will go over this, some sort of sheath or something like that. Yeah, maybe a cable gland of some description that will go over the back. But anyway, we'll work out that bit. That's not the hard bit. This bit here. Transformer, we don't really know whether it's okay. The field coil, down in here, we do have the humbucker coil. I'll lift the speaker up. The humbucker coil there is down the bottom. And, well, really, this whole assembly needs taking out. I don't know what we're going to do with this. There might be a way of doing something with it once we remove, well, and we'll have to, as you can see, the cone's very loose. We'll have to take the cone out. So it's a matter of releasing it off here. I think the spider network is only that screw and it comes out from here. But yeah, we will have to take all this apart. I'm sure Don at Don's Radio Shed would love to be working with me on this one, seeing he's just up one. Maybe even Dave Tipton. He might like, yeah, a hand in this as well, because I don't know how I'm going to go. But but anyway, first of all, we'll see if we've got readings on the field coil and of the primary of the transformer. This is the big test now. We also have written on here. Oh, I keep lifting the wrong thing there. The 12th of March, 1932 or 33. I'm not real sure about what that is. 1930 something. I'll let you guys decipher that. 12th of March, 1933, 4. I'm not sure. Can't quite read it. But anyway, okay. Let's do some measurements and see what we can find. Okay, now I think to get some of these measurements, I'm going to have to release these wires because I've sort of a bit unsure as to what goes where. I'm sure that's one side of the field. I think this is the other. And then this must, the red is probably that one, which is the transformer. Okay, we'll try this. I'll just grab a clip from my multimeter. We'll see if we can get this working. Okay, this looks like a common in the middle, so which would make sense between the field and the primary of the transformer. Now this one should be the your field coil, 1.8K, which seems to be right. I would assume that would be right. And the red will be our transformer. And we got 586. So that would be correct for the primary of our transformer. So it looks like we're both okay here. So I will remove a couple of things here to just verify those readings. And then this is a whole video in rebuilding this. I'll have to repaint it. Yeah, strip it down, repaint it. Before we do that, to test the radio, I can use the field coil and just use a permanent magnet speaker on the speaker terminals just to see if it's going to, if the thing is going to work. Okay, so we don't have to have this speaker, although I don't think this is going to work. It's very crunchy. That Yeah, that's very crunchy. I don't want to move that too much because I don't want to do any damage to the voice coil. So yeah, for a start, I think we'll eliminate this speaker and just use our transformer, the field coil as a choke, and see if we can get the radio going. So we'll wrap this video up for this at the moment. This will be a whole video all by itself, and yeah, we might come back with once I get this apart, with testing the radio to see if it's going to make a noise, and then the rebuild of the speaker. Okay, so if you want to follow me, hit the subscribe and hit that bell. Give us a thumbs up and hit the bell so you'll be notified as soon as the next part of this goes up. Lots of projects happening at once here, so this is just an ongoing thing. Okay, guys, we'll wrap this one up now. I'll get this apart, and which I'll record, and yeah, that'll be on the next video. Catch us then. Bye for now. Welcome back. Welcome to the video, and the next part of the Breville, which is where I left off last time, getting this little speaker assembly apart. So let's start this, and well, as I showed just last time, we're dealing with this. Okay, and we're dealing with loose cone. We're taking the whole thing apart, cleaning it up, repainting, and well, hopefully this will work again. Now, these screws are very, very solid. I don't know, that one doesn't really want to go. This one is okay. And I think these have got nuts on them. They do. They do have nuts on the inside. Okay. Don't know how I'm going to get that fella yet. Might have to heat him. This fella. Oh, boy, he's tight. Take him out. Now, we may have to take the cone out first. At least these fellas are coming out. I did spray a little bit of WD-40 in there. Okay, try this one. And he's okay. Hope there's no spiders under here. I think they've all be long gone by now. There's rubbish under there, that's for sure. Now, it's this fella. Let's give him a tap and, oh boy, that is not going to come off. Right. Let's get the cone out and then we can see what we're dealing with. So in here, we'll try and lift our voice coil wires. Put a little block there. I don't know whether you guys can see in there. Hopefully you might be able to. Okay, let's see if we can get this fella out. This is quite a project. This Breville, been going for a long time. There, got that fella out. Now this one. There we go, we're melting. There, okay. Now, I think by taking that screw out in the centre, I'm not real familiar with these types of speakers. Let's see here. Okay, we move. That's got a nut on it as well. Nut looks like just a spacer, but yeah, I'll have to look into that. Now, does this lift off? Does the voice coil just come out? Yes, and he does. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I didn't want to push that voice coil around too much because there's a lot of rubbish on there. So all we've got to do is fix up the cone. Yeah, right, Baz. Okay, we may be able to do this though. I've got some ideas. There he is. Okay, cone's out. Now we can get at the nut. Would have been a lot easier to do this in the first place. Lots and lots of rubbish just everywhere. This is very, very rusty, very dirty. Let's get that nut off so that we can get the field coil out. We can also get at the screws that mount the transformer, which is good as well. And we can take the whole lot out. Okay, I'll just grab a socket around about so, maybe that one. No, too big. This one, that's the one. Let's undo him from here. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Probably need a bit more persuasion on this one. That's what I'm using. There we go. That got him. Right. Okay. Okay. There we go. He doesn't even want to come out of the little clip. There we are. We'll probably do something a little bit better than that. And yeah, our wires, not too bad, but the clip's very close to the end where they are frayed. So yeah, we're going to have to do something. Righto. Let's lift our coil off. Okay. And that's our field coil. There's our humbucker coil, which is sitting in there. Our field coil. How's this going to come out? Just like this. There we go. Certainly needs a bit of a clean up. Okay. Field coil here. And now it's a matter of, I think, take the plate off and the transformer, and all of this should all come off together, I'm hoping. Okay. They come off. They're just screwed in. No problems there. And now this one. And okay, what have we got here? We've now got the secondary of the transformer onto our terminals here, as well as the humbucker coil. Yeah. And we also have a plate that's come off. It's all right. Now, it's a matter of getting these wires off here. Yeah. I think for a start, I'm going around in circles here. I think for a start, we'll take the plate off, which will enable us to get a little bit, manoeuvre this a little bit. 7,000 ohm is our primary, or our speaker transformer impedance. And there we go. Secondary of our transformer goes to the outside one here, and this fella here, and this fellow over here, which actually goes to the voice coil, is to our humbucker coil. So, and the humbucker coil also goes to the center one. Okay, so I might actually grab a photo of this before I go any further, just to verify what I'm pulling apart here. Righto, we'll just see, can we suck the solder out of here so we can unwind this fella? I don't want to lose any length on him. There we go. Unwind the wires. There, that one's out. Look at that. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. So there's our field coil and transformer that we can wire up to the radio and put a permanent magnet speaker on here. And, well, you know, hopefully it goes. But, yeah, we'll have to rewire this. Although the wires aren't too bad, probably clean it up a bit. But, yeah, we'll have to do that shortly. And obviously, when we're doing the field coil, we put him back in here. He still needs the coil in the core, iron core in the centre. Now, let's remove the humbucker coil from down here, which is, yeah, they've both been wound around here. So, yeah, is that rubbish or, yeah, it is. Okay, let's unwind this fella. And he's certainly stuck to the basket, this fella. Okay, we've got him unwound. There we go. Now, this one. Release. There we go. Right. Strangely enough, these wires are crossed over up here at this point. So, yeah, obviously there's a reason for that, and will be a phasing issue of some description. But anyway, there we go. This up here looks burnt, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the way it's been put together. There's only a few turns of wire in this fella. Okay, so we'll clean him up and leaves us with the basket. Bit of cleaning up with him for sure. And a little bit worse on the inside. Anyway, I'll take off the excess solder from these fellas, take it out of the centre of them. We'll get this ready to put some rust killer of some description on here and give it a clean up. And then we'll get back onto the transformer and the field coil and modify them externally so that we can test the radio. Righto, guys. I thought I'd just tack this little bit on the end of the video just to give you an idea of, yeah, where we're up to now. So, yeah, you can see the speaker dilemma that we've got to do. Donnie, you got any ideas? Dave? Yeah. Manuel, you're there as well. Electronics older than you. I bet you're watching this and you will have some ideas. So how about chuck some stuff in the comments below to work out what we can do with this, and we'll try and put some ideas together on, well, saving the cone, rebuilding the cone a bit. Be nice to use the original somehow. All right, but chuck them in the comments. See what we can do with it. Okay, now it's this time. It's bye for now.